And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you all enjoyed the brutal OST because we have returned with our winners match. We did end up missing game 2, unfortunately, of Shameless versus Tiger, but Shameless did take down Tiger 2-0, and now we have a match to determine who makes it out first in our group in the round of 32. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our Ukrainian Protoss player, the yellow Protoss, representing Hot-Headed Gaming. It is NightPhoenix. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Protoss, representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. Go. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Predictions are open in the chat, so you can place your bets on how you think this series will unfold, on who you think it takes this PvP. Will it go the way of one Protoss or the other? Up to you to decide. Best of luck. Again, both NightPhoenix and Shameless are pretty powerful Protoss players in their own right. They are coming in as one of the as the favorites in their group, but who comes out first and who is going to have to try to vie for second place instead in the decider match after this, we shall see. Again, it is a GSL group, so the winner of the series advances on. The loser will have another chance. The loser will have another opportunity in that decider match against the winner of Tiger and Hacker is Noob. So here we go. Here we go, as probes are going to be sent out from either player, just going to be scouting each other. Do have a double gate opener out of NightPhoenix, likewise a double gate opener out of Shameless as well. Everything is looking normal, everything is looking as it should for the time being. But as we saw previously, at any moments we could try to commit and throw down a fake proxy pylon or even a real one. Diva has been thrown down. Let's go. And we can see that there is no second probe out on the map to throw down any kind of hidden pylon. Our second pylons have been thrown down in our respective main bases, so everything is looking normal. Everything is looking as it should. No proxies, not yet. No aggression of any kind. From here, of course, once the probe is dealt with, we can transition into a one-base all-in, or of course we can throw down our tech of choice. We can go for a Stargate, Twilight Council, we can expand. We have options. For now, our probes are just going to be checking each other, scouting each other's bases, trying to get eyes on the first two units, trying to get a read on how their opponent is playing. We can see it's going to be double Stalker out of NightPhoenix and double Stalker out of Shameless, which has been confirmed. NightPhoenix is going to be doubling down and taking up. We throw down a Stargate before expanding. We also delay our third and fourth Stalker as a result, going for an Oracle opener. So this is not an all-in, this is just a way to get ahead economically. NightPhoenix does have a delayed expansion, that is true, but with this Stargate, with this would-be Oracle, we can get across the map and deal some economic damage. Try to cripple the economy here of the opposing Protoss player. Ooh, meanwhile, Shameless also going to be delaying his expansion. He goes for his third and fourth Stalker, does have an abundance of Stalkers moving out, and is going for a Twilight Council instead of the Stargate. Twilight Council opener does mean that we have faster blink, so we're going to have a more robust army in the mid game. We're going to be having a pretty big timing, a big window where we have blink and NightPhoenix does not. So Shameless going for a more blink Stalker heavy composition, as both players are going to be expanding, and Shameless is moving out with the Stalkers. Okay, back at home, we have an even amount of Stalkers here for NightPhoenix here on the high ground. Shameless is going to be moving out, ideally going to be scouting his opponent. Does come across the Oracle! Oh my god. The Oracle takes a lot of hits already, and just like that, the opener of NightPhoenix is going to be shut down. Yeah, we do sustain a little bit too much damage. Good control here at NightPhoenix. Does pull back and does get a kill on a Stalker. Very nice control here from NightPhoenix overall. But the pathing of this Oracle was unfortunate, and for it to sustain so much damage means it is unlikely to get any damage done in the mineral line. There we go. We have units in position. Shameless, he's aware of the Oracles. He's aware of at least one. And we didn't make a second. So far, I would give the edge to Shameless. I mean, NightPhoenix did kill a Stalker, which was good. It was nice. But we invested hard into this. We delayed our expansion in favor of the Stargate. We delayed the Twilight Council in favor of the Stargate, in favor of this Oracle, and it just hasn't been worth it. Not yet. Now, at least the Oracle is alive. At least it's still kicking and still has potential. It can still slip into a mineral line and get some worker damage. It's just unlikely to occur. Not impossible, The pressure is now on NightPhoenix to make this worth its while. Meanwhile, as we mentioned, Blink is about to finish up. There's going to be a big window here where Shameless has Blink and NightPhoenix does not. We'll see if we make use of that window as we are pushing out. As we move out though, NightPhoenix has a proxy setup, a proxy gateway, so we can warp in and reinforce with adepts. Ideally, we warp in a handful of adepts, we shade into a mineral line, and we can get economic damage done. But here we go, Shameless is pushing. Looking at the units tab here, Shameless is up in Stalkers. He of course has Blink. NightPhoenix does not, and we do not have... Oh, where's the shield battery? No shield battery, no overcharge. Decent Blinks, but good target firing out of NightPhoenix. And we focus on 1, 2, 3 Stalkers. Again, very nice control from NightPhoenix. So overall, we have a safety stasis trap behind this as well. And good target firing, despite being down in Stalkers. Up! Trying to bait the army in. Another stasis trap is on the way. Meanwhile, behind this, we have a Dark Shrine in production. Again, NightPhoenix has to do something to catch back up, as Shameless does have an economic lead. Stalker's going to be dancing back and forth so far. Again, NightPhoenix has out-traded his opponent, losing 4 Stalkers for the 6 Stalkers of Shameless. So overall, good control out of NightPhoenix. Hasn't committed to any Adepts yet. Third base is on the way. Shameless extending his economic lead here by taking a faster third. Oracle, is going to get shut down. Big pick-off. Massive catch there from Shameless. Behind this, it wasn't Adepts, it was ZTs. Again, we mentioned the Dark Shrine was finishing up, and Dark Templar on the way. Do we have detection, by the way? Oh, we do not. No Robo, no Stargate, no Forge. The Robo is now on the way, and this may just end the game. We have an Invisible Man in the natural, in the main base. GG gets called. The Invisible Man, there is no answer, there is no detection, and NightPhoenix will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. I did notice towards the end there that there was no way to get detection out. There was no Robo, no Stargate, no Forge. Nothing. Nothing for those Dark Templar, and they just straight up ended the game. GG. This does happen from time to time in PvP, especially in cases where you rush out the Dark Shrine and you maybe proxy Dark Shrine. The reality is that in PvP, there are times where you just don't have detection, you don't have the Robo, you don't have any way to deal with it, and they just end games. It doesn't happen all the time, but you know, maybe like once a week in competitive play, maybe once every 2 weeks. That sounds about right. I think it happened most recently in KSL when we were casting maybe 2 weeks ago amongst the Korean Protosses. But with that, GG. NightPhoenix does take the first game, and now we're getting into game number 2. Here we go, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Hard Lead, we have our Ukrainian Protoss player, the yellow Protoss, representing Hot-Headed Gaming. It is NightPhoenix. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, representing Team Little Fairy, down in the series, looking to fight back. It is Shameless. And honestly, Shameless had a pretty good start that game. Was struggling to trade against the Stalkers, that is true, but was able to shut down the Oracle, was able to get a faster natural base, was able to take advantage of Blink. Like, things were going well for Shameless in certain aspects. Unfortunately, just didn't scout the main base. Like, winding it back, he opted not to open up Sentry, didn't have any hallucinations or any energy to make use of, to go for hallucinated scouts, and as a result, Shameless, he actually didn't know what was coming. He didn't know what direction NightPhoenix was taking in. He was unaware of the Dark Shrine, and as a result, was woefully underprepared. Sometimes, you know, a lapse in scouting is all it takes to lose a game in StarCraft. It happens. We'll see if Shameless can bring it back. Personally, I hope so. Like, I've slowly become a fan of Shameless over the past couple of weeks. I want to see a back and forth. I want to see an ace match. I want it. We'll see if we get it. For now, probes are moving out, scouting each other, heading towards the main bases of our respective players. It's going to be a 2-gate opener out of NightPhoenix, likewise a 2-gate opener out of Shameless, just like the previous game. Standard builds, standard openers. We also have our second pylons in our respective mineral lines, so there's no proxy. There's no proxy, there's no fake proxy either, and both NightPhoenix and Shameless are aware. They are aware of that fact. Once again, Diva gets thrown down. There you go. It does get thrown down. Keeping an eye on he's Shameless, man. Shameless. And once again, just like the previous game, we're going to be trying to keep an eye on each other's first couple of units. Once again, NightPhoenix 2 games in a row going for a Stargate opener. This time, Shameless mixes it up and goes for a Stargate opener himself. Okay, we have mirrored builds for the time being. Now, if we knew about each other's Stargates, if NightPhoenix was aware, if Shameless was aware, this could lead into Phoenix versus Phoenix, like Phoenix Wars. Just because you wouldn't want to make an Oracle if your opponent can make a Phoenix. But the reality is that neither player was able to confirm. Neither player was able to scout, so we should both be going for Oracles. NightPhoenix once again setting up a proxy at the third base location. Pylon has been thrown down. Would-be gateway as well. Stalkers are amassing. And a Phoenix is on the way here from NightPhoenix. Okay, let's go. I mean, he is the NightPhoenix, so Phoenixes do make sense here for him. We throw down a proxy. This looks like one base all in. One base all in out of NightPhoenix. The Phoenixes, of course, are going to be, their role is going to be to CC these Stalkers. We do shoot first. And NightPhoenix does shoot first, does shut down one of those Stalkers. Shameless back at home is expanding, working on the Oracle. Oracle moves out, and the Oracle up is going to be able to avoid those Stalkers, but doesn't avoid the Phoenix. Phoenix will chase this down, and here we go. NightPhoenix is committed to the all-in. We're going to be able to reinforce across the map. We are working with 3 gateways, amassing more Phoenixes. It's going to be a kill, not a cancel on that shield battery. NightPhoenix doesn't have enough on the ground, though. It's going to be forced back. There we go. Reinforcements are on the way. Shameless rebuilding that shield battery, but again, it's not done. Without the shield battery, can we hold? It's going to be close. Looking at the units tab here, we have an even amount of Stalkers, but again, NightPhoenix with these Phoenixes can, of course, crowd control, pick up those Stalkers, and work his way through. Here we go. We are pushing in. Shield battery just now finishing. But is it too little, too late? We pop the overcharge, but we close it. As we get on top of the shield battery, we will focus it down. Shield battery gets targeted. Zealots have arrived just to reinforce. We are taking control of the natural. We are also running out of steam, though. We only have 3 Stalkers left. The target firing out of Shameless. Taking down one of those Phoenixes. NightPhoenix is down in those Stalkers, but we can warp in 3 Stalkers at a time. Boys are being pulled. Good control out of NightPhoenix, pulling back that weakened Stalker. He's forcing his way into the main. Takes down another Stalker. And he is camping the production. There's 2 Stalkers left. That's all we have to work with. We have a Robo on the way for Immortal production, but it's too little too late. NightPhoenix is breaking through. And we're just waiting for another wave of reinforcements. We are hoping that we can maybe squeeze out an Immortal like Shameless. He's praying that maybe he can have enough time. But we're breaking into the main. We're camping the production. We depower the gateways. No more Stalkers can be warped in, and even if we bring out an Immortal, we can pick it up. There it is. The lift on the Immortal. It's going to be focused down. There is nothing left here. NightPhoenix is starting his dominance. GG gets called, and NightPhoenix will take the series 2-0, being the first to advance out of his group into the round of 16. GG. GG, well played. NightPhoenix just doubling down on a 3-gate Phoenix, alongside a Stargate all-in, 1 base all-in and NightPhoenix. And Shameless, once again, was in the dark as to what was going on. He was, happily expanding, working on his natural, building himself up, and was unaware of the all-in that was coming his way until it was too late. And by then, he had already lost control of his natural. He'd already lost his shield batteries and was not able to keep up. GG, well played. Well played. And with that, again, NightPhoenix will be the first to advance on out of his group, and we are here to determine who makes it out second. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys wish to have a look at the back yourselves. The tournament is progressing and a lot of matches are wrapping up. A lot of matches are concluding. And I want to be there for the conclusion of at least this group. So we quickly do switch our scenes over and start from the top.